Hi, this is Greg. This is another tool in the SDU Tools series called Create SQL Login with SID from DB. There's a very common problem that occurs where someone has, say, a production SQL Server system. They back up the database and they restore it on another server. But then they realize that the SQL logins were missing. And so what they do is they try and create the SQL login that isn't there, but then they find it doesn't work. And that's because the login they create has a different security ID to the one that the user has already inside the database. Now, Microsoft provides a tool to fix that, and so you can go through and sort of fix up the one in the database so that it matches the newly created login. But to me, that seems the wrong way round, because the next time you restore the database, you'll be back in exactly the same problem. So what you really want to do is create a SQL login, but get the SID from the database that you've just restored. Let's look at an example. So let's start by creating a login. So create a login called test SID user. And then what I'm going to do is create a database just called test SID. And I'm going to use test SID and create a user for that login inside there called test SID user. Then what I'm going to do is detach the database, drop the login, and then reattach the database. So this is very similar to having backed up on one server and restored on another server. But now we've got the user in the database, but we don't have an appropriate login. So if we go back here and look at our tool, and I can then say create SQL login with SID from database. Here's the password I want to give. Here's the name of the login. And that's the name in the database that I want to get the SID from. So if I do that, and then what I'll find is I can then use that database successfully as that user. And we'll just clean up. But the idea is that I don't go and create a login with a new SID. I create one that matches the one that's already in the database. We hope you find this useful.